The case of Charles, a man faced with midlife crisis, is an interesting story for analysis with knowledge in psychological studies. Born in a Korean family household during when Korea was suffering in poverty, Charles was raised in a strict family. Although his mother and his two older sisters gave Charles some love, his father used physical violence towards Charles whenever he was intoxicated. However, despite his early childhood difficulties, Charles had an accomplished academic career, marrying his love from college and becoming a loving father for his children. Charles relocated for his company to Europe and have been living abroad ever since. Charles, at first glance, is an outgoing man. His exuberant personality and eloquence in telling stories draws both his family and other people closer in towards him. However, Charles increasingly has discussions that denote a preparation of death and has abandoned hope for personal development and health. He picked up smoking again, gained more weight, spends most of his days sitting down. Other behavioral observations include loss in control of appetite, emotional outbursts, aggressive use of language, and physical aggression on rare occasions. Additionally, he comes across as a disorganized person but has a near perfect standards for other people. His personal marriage is faced with difficulty as well, as Charles is often found having disputes with his wife at work and often disappearing from the scene entirely, leaving his wife to deal with the situation all by herself. Freud believed that the human development and the struggles that come with its each stage has a profound impact on the psychological functioning of adult minds. A failure to overcome a struggle in a certain stage of development will entail a lasting fixation. The root of Charles's maladaptive behavior can be traced back to the three of the five stages of Freud's psychosexual stages: the oral stage, the anal stage, and the phallic stage. His difficulty in controlling his appetite, relapse of smoking, dependency towards his wife are all signs of oral fixation. The possible causes of this fixation is because Charles was a favorite child of his mother. He could not appropriately solve the conflict of giving up breastfeeding when he was still an infant. Charles also shows a fixation typical of an anal stage. He shows both anal retentive and anal expulsive characteristics, which is evident through his need for perfection and cleanliness when he himself is disorganized. A possible inference can be that because the environment in which he was raised in was strict, either he had frustrating experiences in toilet training or conversely used the toilet as an indulging locale of escape from a threatening reality. Finally, Charles also shows some aspect of fixation from the phallic stage as well, as Charles in his adult life behaviors mirrors that of his father's when dealing with his employees. His aggressive requirements and occasional physical aggression towards his employees likely result from an Oedipus complex that was experienced in his phallic stage of development. Charles's maladaptive behavior also can be explained through the defensive mechanisms approach of Freudian psychology. Charles's tendency to distance himself away from stressful situations and leaving the rest to his wife looks like withdrawal and in some aspects regression. Withdrawal seems pretty straightforward, but the reasoning behind choosing regression is that Charles's behavior in moving away from stressful situations by sleeping and watching movies in the protection of his wife seems like he is going back to his early stages of development to escape reality. Another defense mechanism Charles utilizes is denial. The typical reaction of a person with denial, refusing to believe or act on a fact despite all contrary evidence, is seen through Charles's case as well. Although the doctors clearly have shown that Charles is not at all in a healthy state, he does not seem to apply the fact to his lifestyle, smoking and gaining more weight in the process. A more liberated analysis of the without the confines of the Freudian psychology approaches to analyze the case of Charles would be an interesting option to consider as well. For example, the reason Charles picked up smoking again and is gaining more weight is perhaps because of his self-conditioned response towards his own death, or perhaps by looking at the detailed fMRI scans of Charles' brain can reveal the cause of his late onset of aggressive behavior and flight response.